Hi everybody, I'm gonna make a tutorial about how to recalibrate the camera and troubleshoot the problems with the camera. The most common problem, if you're not getting the camera view but the video cable okay, everything fine, you're getting a right red LED on the top of the camera, that's something with the device driver. And the video grabber device you can locate on the back side of the computer. So here is a video grabber device and it's hooked up with the USB extension cord to the computer. You have a different computer. This is our test computer, so you have a little bit more USB ports. So you need to try to disconnect this extension and hook up directly into the motherboard, and that's fixing a lot of problems. If you got situation that you having this video grabber plugged in without extension directly to the computer and you lost a picture or system report to you, normally that's OptiScout does, OptiScout report to you that device is not ready, unplug video grabber and plug it into the different USB port, and you need to wait on a message. You're waiting for the message on the screen like drivers installed or device ready, something like that. So it just shows us that the drivers of the video grabber reinstalled for the new USB port, and basically that's 100% fixing all issues with the losing of picture. And I'm saying again, it just in case if OptiScout report to you that device not ready. If you're getting a black screen, you have to check a video cable or you have to check the power supply to the camera, so the good sign that you have a power supply for the camera, that's a red LED on the top of the camera. Now what we're gonna do, we're going to recalibrate the camera, and to start from the scratch, I'm gonna have the screen, for example, new file, so nothing open, and you need to pull any file with registration marks. I'm going here on the right side of the screen, files. We have test file content cut lines and the registration marks. I'm going back to my layers and make my cut path assign any tool. So I don't care what tool it's gonna be, I just need it to be able to run it to get a camera view. So we're gonna use a router to drill a hole to read this hole with the camera, so make sure that your router measure it. And here what we're doing, that's kind of I'm doing that like I'm just have a fresh system and everything from the scratch. I go output to device. To calibrate the camera, you need to change production mode to the manual mode, and that's very important. After, you need to click output. So you see we're getting camera view, and I purposely shut the vacuum down because it's going to be a little bit noisy. And first what you're doing, you just drilling hole manually. So to drill a hole manually, you might return back to WinCNC. You type in T1 to activate the router. So you're moving machine to any spot to drill a hole. Manually lowering it and lift up the router. After that you type in T4 and hit enter. You're returning back to the camera view. And why we did it? We need to calibrate the size of the dot. I make a right click, go to the... So I made a right click on the camera view, go to default settings and go mark recognition, and here you have measure button. So once you click on measure, camera measuring the physical size of the dot. I drilled a hole with a 6mm bit. It is really close to the 1/4 inch, and that's probably what you're using. You're using 6mm registration marks. So after clicking measure, you can hit save and yes. Next step, we make right click, default settings, set camera offset. You moving machine to have underneath of the router a good spot to drill a hole, and I recommend to have some kind of thin white plastic like sinter, styrene, even coroplast. So I move my router, and now you see here it is a pattern size. So let's focus. Okay, we've got it. Pattern size, I make it 0, and I click here, cut mark. So my machine with the latest version OptiScout driver moves to the drill dot automatically. In your case, you probably will need to move machine with the arrow keys to locate this dot. And for example, I've got situation like that. You try to be close to the center of the dot and make sure that the yellow green circle around the hole not blinking, it is solid. So once it is if it is not solid, if some debris inside the hole, you might need to clean it. Once you clean it, you have a solid green circle around. You click on measure. So here is a measure button. Hopefully you see that. And take a look. The green circle blinking around the hole, and machine positioning itself to the center. Once it stops to blink, it's underneath of the measure save button. You click on save and you get in the message, do you want to store the camera offset? You click yes and you're done. After, you just click cancel to cancel the camera view, go to WinCNC and shutting the vacuum down. You're done. If you have any questions about this tutorial, let us know, and we'll try to make something. Just one big note: if you've got the problems with the camera offset, that means something physically happened to the camera. So before recalibrating the camera, make sure that it's physically sitting like really solid, nothing wiggling. Even check the lens, that the lens is sitting solid. Many times happen that customers trying to adjust and focus on a lens, and after that they get having issues. So just another one note: if you change the focus on a camera by spinning the lens, after adjusting focus, tie the screw. Do not let the lens go, let's say, to spin by itself, to lose the focus, and recalibrate the camera. When you changing the focus on a camera, that means it might happen that the center, optical center of the lens, it is not the physical center of the lens. That's why while you're spinning the lens, you're trying to adjust the focus, you're losing camera calibration. And another one thing, right now what we can test, let's take a look on WinCNC. We need to adjust the correct focusing height of the tool head. So to do that, you need to type T4, hit enter. Right now, if you see, we've got the Z0 position. Try to lift manually tool head up. I'm using page up button, and you might have this number from 1 inch to, I don't know, right now it is 0.3 inches. So the average, it is 1 inch, 0.8 inches in millimeters, it's going to be about 25 from, let's say, from 10 millimeters to 25 millimeters. And if some kind of if it happened and you need to change the focusing distance, you just you go to 0. It stopped here. If you need to go even lower, you uncheck a soft limit. You go in lower. So I'm going lower. Another one, for example, 0.37 inches. I click measure. It's gonna be my new Z position for camera. So basically that's it. So once you adjusted the position of the tool head, and again it's about 25 millimeters from the very top, once you adjust the focus with the lens and recalibrate the camera, you should be fine. That's it. Выключай.